These are not easy videos to make. And the truth is that YouTubers will stay far away from this type of topic, but it has to be said that Uber desperately, desperately needs a new leader. The investors do not like to hear this. I guess the executive management team do not like to hear this. But this is what is needed to install confidence, to install faith in the company Uber, is chopping the CEO, letting him go, right? And I'll give you many reasons why. Yesterday, he came out with a statement saying the staff, and he's already cut 1,000 of them, they need to do more work for less money, right? And those are his words. Those are words that he chose, and he should start at the top, right? He should do more for less money, right? Dara K should do way more, come up with way more smarter moves, way more intelligent moves for less money before he starts dropping that bomb on his staff. It's being disrespectful. It's what he's been throughout the years since he took that leadership role towards the drivers. And I read hundreds of messages, text messages, emails, comments in YouTube channels, social media every day. Drivers hate him. They absolutely hate him. If you read some of the comments out there about this guy, they disrespect him. They think he's a backstabber. They don't think he has the driving force, the staff, the hard earners of this company's back, right? So he's got to go. Let's take a topic of safety, right? Any time something big happens in the media, another death, another rape, another assault, he shies away. He's not brave enough to go in front of the cameras or to say, hey, listen, let's take this topic on. We'll do something about it. No, you know what he does? He doesn't even send his team to the safety discussions, right, at the House committee. He stays far clear because he does not want to address that, right? So I'm not surprised that the stock is where it is today. I remember Dara K saying, you know what, we're the Uber of transport. But what happened after that is that they did not stick to the core of their business. They branched out in 100 different directions: Uber Health, Uber Money, Uber Eats, Uber this, right? They went out in all of these different directions, Uber Works, jobs, that it confused the investor. It confused the mother and father sitting at the table thinking whether they should put a couple of dollars into the stock, asking themselves, what is Uber? What is the core of Uber? What does it stand for, right? And I think this is where this so-called, see this funny message, isn't that a little sign from the universe? The so-called leader has confused the business field of Amazon transport and has diluted it, has just completely washed it out with all of these new little branches, right? Hoping that something will resonate and people will take to. The bottom line is stick to what you intended to build out, and that is transport. And let it be transport in every variation: drones, ships, submarines, transport. People can book transport, whether it's ferries, cars, bikes, scooters, right? But going off in all of these directions just shows me that this leader is desperate, right? And people start losing faith when you have this attention deficit disorder, right? And you're all over the place and you scatterbrained and you're not focusing, right? Dara K is not focusing on what the company should be. Dara K is not focusing on the workforce, the drivers. In fact, he's disrespecting them and he's spitting drivers in the face. And that's why they dislike him. So nothing will change with Uber, right? They may show losses today that have come down a little bit because they've chopped everywhere, right? They've even chopped in the biggest department, which is advertising, where they spent dollars to recruit new drivers. So I see that going in a horrible direction since they're saving and freeing up money there. And every choice really that this guy has made has been a poor decision. And the number one topic for your workforce, because they're out in their cars, our office, right, driving around, your passengers should be looking after their safety, should be talking to your drivers and say, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do for you. This is where we're going to set money aside. But instead, what do? They openly come out and use their lead attorney, Tony West, disrespecting all of the drivers, saying that, Uber is not about transport. Uber is not about the drivers. We are like a technology company. And that is where they are steering this company into dangerous waters, because the public does not regard them, right, as a sort of multifaceted company that can cover all these bases, right? Jobs, money, food, health. No, you got to show your investors, your moms and pops at the table, that you truly want to be the Amazon of transport, and that you truly can create a happy workforce, right? Like Google can, right? Or like Apple does, where people enjoy going to work, where they have pride working for a company. Just like in the Japanese culture, people love working for Honda or Toyota or Kawasaki or Suzuki. They love showing up and they stay there lifetime, right? They commit themselves to the company because the company takes care of them. Uber does not take care of its people. Uber does not take care of its drivers. It pays them poorly, actually below the minimum wage. It constantly fights them. Uber constantly gets itself into legal problem after legal problem after legal problem. Uber disrespects all the laws in foreign countries, in London. No, we're not going to participate on that. No, we're not going to share data about our scooters in LA. And they are constantly using this culture of hostility, right, of shadiness that causes lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. So the solution, my friends, the solution to the big boys that control the money, that control Wall Street, push the guy out, bring someone in that goes back to the core of the company and starts building bridges and relationships with the workforce, so that you have a happy workforce that are earning well and that they can build. And don't be shy to increase the rates for passengers, right, by 20, 30%. They can easily pay it. You're still far below taxi rates, transportation rates, and they're getting a 5-star service from us, the drivers. So that's my input. Take it as you wish. But I think a lot of the points that I've said there, right, do make sense. And I'm also basing that on a lot of feedback from a lot of the comments that I read out there, that the change has to happen, right? The head honcho has to go, right? You cannot come out with a statement like yesterday and say, people need to do more for less. If you are saying that, you got to start with yourself on top. I, Dara K, need to do more for less money. I'm getting way too much money. I'm getting $42 million. I need to produce way more for $15 to $20 million, at least half that salary. So start with that type of attitude. Start with earning the respect from drivers, which is going to be a tough one, right? But a true leader that comes out swinging and says, let's work together, will make it happen. Have a great day.